Howdy Boondock Buzz crew, Big E here, and let me tell you, the Boondock part of our channel is gonna get a upgrade today. We're not exactly out in the wilderness, nor have we been, but we will be. But for now, folks, we are officially mooch-docking. You have followed us for the past 6 months. You know that we've been to Texas in a town called Far, just right on the border of Mexico and near about an hours west of South Padre. And we spent almost about 7 weeks there. And then we journeyed across the Gulf to heading east to Destin, Florida, where we spent a month in Eglin Air Force Base, a fam camp there, and it was spectacular. We were just minutes from Destin and some of the greatest beaches, as far as I'm concerned, in the United States. And we enjoyed that area for about 4 weeks. And then we journeyed ourselves up through central United States into Missouri to the Ozarks. And if you haven't visited the episode exploring or uncovering the Ozarks, you gotta check that one out. That's got some fantastic footage of Ha Ha Tonka State Park, which I'll never forget. But now I've got you caught up. We are in central Minnesota near Malacca. And I don't even know why we are inside on a beautiful day like this. Let's head outside and get this show on the road. We are officially mooch-docking. We are at the family farm. It belongs to our son-in-laws and daughters. And this is a beautiful change of scenery. We'd like to give them a shout out. Say thank you for allowing us to park the rig here. This is just fantastic. Thank you, kids. Love it. Now, mooch-docking can consist of either full hookups, or you could be totally off the grid, or like us, somewhere in between. Now for us, we have 2 hookups. We have a water source next to Bear, and we have an electrical hookup. And I always recommend making sure that you have some type of surge protection. Now we use the Power Watchdog. It's been great for us. It actually did save our butts not that long ago. It indicated some type of possible power surge and gave us a red light. Well, in the end, it was okay. The only thing that we don't have is we don't have a way to manage our waste here, meaning that we can't dump our tanks, are black or gray. So for that, we do go into town, and that's not too bad. It's just 10 minutes away. So once a week or so, we go in and dump. In gear. Well, I'm telling you, there's a lot that goes on at this family farm, and Big E here is not the star. It's the critters that live here. We got chickens, cows, pigs, sheep. Got I think it's a donkey, and much more. And let's get started. Start out with, well, the chickens. Every morning, I'm telling you, we have the best breakfast, and that's farm fresh eggs right out of the hen house. Let's go. First off, we got little chicks. Well, they're not so little anymore. Little enough, and it looks like we might have some type of pecking order here. Time will tell. All right, I'm gonna take my life into my own hands here. I am entering the hen house. So let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Could get pretty scary. Ooh. What's going on? What's going on, hens? just coming in here and I'm gonna get some breakfast maybe. I don't know. We've got a few hens in here. Looks like we got a rooster and some hens. I don't know about this rooster. He looks like he might look at me as a threat. I don't know. This is the guy though, I think, that wakes me up every morning around 4:30. There's no question about that. There's some more furry friends. We've got a couple eggs in here somewhere, don't we? There's one right there. Another one down there. Well, that's about all I can handle in the hen house. I think we better head out. Well, when we're on the farm, one of the things being on the farm here, mooch-docking, I always try to keep myself busy as much as I can. And one of the things that I like to do while I'm here is walking. See, I have a spinal cord injury, and I'm very fortunate that I can stand on my 2 feet and I can walk with the assistance of a walker, but the key is to walk. Reason for that, some people with spinal cord injuries deal with nerve pain related to nerve damage, and unfortunately that's one of the things that I deal with. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a walk down the driveway and back, and I always like to take Bear with me, so we're going to go ahead and get that chore out of the way right now. One mission, and that's to walk down the driveway and back. And I've got Bear. It's with me. There it is. And I obviously walk together. So, see how far we can go. Yeah, it doesn't look like much, just walking up and down that driveway. Man, that's a long walk for me. But for this guy, it's a walk in the park. Got the side-by-side behind me, you can see that. You know, I'm getting the itch to take you guys somewhere else besides this mooch-docking spot here. So how about we hop in the ride and let's go somewhere. All right, here we go. I got a couple places in mind. Before we sold our house, we used to live in this area, in Lacka, Minnesota. So I got a couple places that I know that we can take this side by side and have a little bit of fun. Go ahead and get our wheels on the road and let's go.
South of Denver, when the jukebox played a song I didn't know. It had a heavy beat and a screaming guitar solo, and I said, boys, that sounds like redneck rock and roll. We would drive into a honky-tonk in Houston when I heard that song come on the radio. So we turned it up as loud as it would go, and I said, boys, that sounds like redneck rock and roll. Like a fire out of control, that redneck rock and roll shakes me from my boots down to my soul. It's music to my ears redneck rock and roll.
Bear and I are at Rec Park, right on the Rum River here in Malacca, and it's quite the place. So annually, I think I can't remember when exactly it is. I'll put it in the link. I'll put a link in the description below. But annually, they have what's called Rec Fest, and it's bands come here from all over the state. And they play in the band shell here, and it's fantastic. I mean, it is. I think there's like thousands, like over 1,000 people that were here last year that attended Breakfast. That's what they call it. They're quit digging, bud. There, quit digging. So, fishing on the Rum is great, especially for smallmouth. I can't even tell you how many smallies I've caught out of this river over the years, and it's a fantastic fight. If you've never gone fishing for smallmouth, it's an incredible bite, and they throttle the hook, and they'll jump, they'll do backflips, they'll do triple lindies. You have no idea what they're gonna do, and it's an incredible battle. But I've always liked coming here at the Rec Park and see what I can do to get closer to the. Well, I think we'll take a walk on the bridge, and then I'll come back here. I'm just looking around. It's been a while since I've been here. I just love this park. I don't know what it is, but I love this park. So this bridge crosses over to what's called Forest Hill Cemetery, and there are a lot of veterans buried here. It's a final resting place for a lot of veterans, and every Veterans Memorial Day, they do an incredible service at this cemetery. Let's just go ahead and just pay our respects real quick. So this is dedicated. The cemetery is dedicated to the men and women of the community who served their country faithfully in the time of war. It was erected by the American Legion, post number 178 here in Malacca, Minnesota. To all those who have served, thank you for your service. It's a beautiful park. It's a really beautiful park. Well, I suppose we better head back to the other side. Oh, I'll get off my butt, get back on my 2 feet. Bear and I will head back across the bridge into Malacca or Rec Park. How's that sound? Tell you what, been doing a lot of walking today, which is good. I don't know if I'll feel it anymore. My 2 legs are going to be angry. Maybe they won't. So back in the day, Malacca was a hustling and bustling city, and Sioux Line, the Sioux Line Railroad, came through here, and they actually got a depot, an old depot that's set up just right outside of downtown Malacca. It's owned by basically it's a retail store right now. They sell clothing, souvenirs, and flowers. They actually got a flower shop in there. But just you can see just off into the distance there, that's where the railroad used to run through. Now it's trails, so you can take your snowmobiles in the winter. They don't like it to have side-by-sides up there, but it's definitely a great walking trail in the summer months and into the fall. Well, if we step back into time, there's a lot of logging here in the Malacca area, and it all had to do with the white pine. That was back in the late 1800s, and by the turn of the century, the white pine were completely hauled out of here, and other industries came into play. That was dairy. There was a lot of dairy farms in Malacca. As a matter of fact, two of our daughters worked on a dairy farm, and they worked hard, man. They were up by like 3:30 in the morning on weekends, and they were there till, oh gosh, they weren't back till late at night. Those kids worked hard, and they didn't get paid much. They did not get paid much, but they worked hard. So the Mille Lacs Lumber Company actually set up their mill on the banks of the Rum River in 1892. And the lumberjacks transported the logs to the mill on sleighs, just like this. This sleigh was acquired from the Elmer and Ray Nost, apparently, from Onamia. The logs displayed are the original Mille Lacs Lumber Company logging stamp. Chrissy and I actually considered setting up camp here, and we scoped it out prior to setting up camp, and it's a good thing because there's no way that our rig would have fit in these campsites. So if you do consider camping here, you want to make sure, like I said earlier, you want to be under 35 feet would be pushing it. But if you can manage it, you want to spend a couple days here, it's awesome. You're basically just outside of, you're in town, but you're just outside basically, and you're just nested right up against the Rum River. And so if you ever need groceries or anything, it's just literally a walk away, and you can get to the local grocery store within it's a 15-minute walk. Man, I'm starting to get tired. I think that's gonna conclude our journey here through Rec Park here in Mille Lacs. So I'm gonna head back to the side-by-side and let's go back to the farm. Well, we're back in. What do you think, Bear? Should we head back to the farm? Like we gotta clean this thing up. We gotta clean this side-by-side up. Birds have seemed to make this their target, huh, Bear? Well, let's go. Hey, buddy, ready? There is always something going on the farm. Right now, they're building, what you see going on right now is that they're building a garden. They do this every year, and they know where their vegetables come from. It's all organic, and right now he's bringing topsoil from where they raise the cattle. So you can imagine it is pretty organic. I think it would be a lot smellier, but it's not too bad. I was thinking that we'd be waking up to the rooster, we do wake up to the roosters. I was thinking that we would be waking up to the organic smell, if you know what I mean. And actually, it hasn't. Like I said before, it hasn't been too bad. But this garden will sustain their vegetable needs here at the family farm
all year long, and they can tomatoes. They make salsa, or Rachel makes salsa. She cans tomatoes. The stuff she makes is fantastic. It's awesome. So it looks like today building a garden is on the docket. We lived on our old property. We had 14.5 acres, and part of it we were able to put in a garden, and I didn't have one of these. That would have been nice. Okay, this is Rachel. She is one of our 6 daughters. And what do you have going on up there, Rachel?
Just getting my plants all ready to put in the ground.
And they're going in that garden back there, right?
Yeah, vegetables are, yeah.
And how long is this going to take you?
Hopefully not too long.
No?
Yeah.
All right.
Probably a couple days.
All right, tell me what you got up there. I'm going to focus in on the plants.
I have zucchini and peppers.
Zucchini and peppers?
Yeah, tomatoes.
And Josie's right there. Hi,
cabbage,
Josie.
Onions. Broccoli, cauliflower, strawberries, rhubarb.
Okay.
Everything.
Nice. Nice.
Well, those are all seeds, but.
And they're all going in that garden.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, Milo, what are you doing?
Selling my bunnies.
Putting water in for your bunnies?
Yeah.
And how many bunnies do you have?
We have 4 in all.
Yeah? Got a lot of animals here, don't you?
Yeah.
And what does your job consist of on the farm?
Do chores.
Do you have to do a lot of chores?
Yeah. I got to help Dad with hay bales.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hay bales?
Yeah. I picked the hay bales up.
Yeah, you do that by yourself, don't you, on the skidster?
Yeah.
Who-
I have to pick them up
Yeah?
while Dad's dropping the others off.
Yeah?
And then I pick them up and I can move them to a spot.
You do, huh?
Oh,
All
look
right.
who we have here.
What is it called? Big E's.
Big E's Boondock Buzz. You're on Big E's Boondock
All right,
Buzz.
Big E's Boondock Buzz. Say that 10 times fast. I dare ya.
Yeah.
You won't be able to do it.
Hey,
Gotcha.
Jax. Say hi to Grandpa. No, that's not going to happen.
He's camera shy.
You want to go on a side-by-side?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, we will.
Wow, she was thirsty.
Yeah, what are you doing? Starving your animal.
Come on, I have to feed it. You can have grass.
Okay, so we're on the farm, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite part about living on the farm?
When you get to go to see the cat.
Okay, so the cows are your favorite part. Why is the cows your favorite part?
Because,
It's a hard question.
Yeah.
So what do you do with the cows? What's one of the chores what are one of the chores that you have to do with the cows?
and Dad are like Jordan.
Yeah. Do you remember Buttercup getting in the house? Okay, well they have this cow named Buttercup, and it's not really, it's not livestock. This was actually a pet, and this cow, as it grew up, it was with dogs. It lived with dogs, and so dogs would go in and out of the house, and it was a calf, so it would actually, they had it, I think the calf was in the house once. It let itself in, basically, several times, and they came home with a lot of surprises. And now Buttercup's out in the field. She's obviously pretty big. All right, so what else? You got cows. What else do you have? Do you like the pigs?
Yeah, because we do these challenges when like Oliver's over.
Yeah.
We always do. We can like
Bear?
the pig, make them squeal, or we can like ride the pigs. But I
Yeah.
don't like when they get older because then they bite.
They do bite, yeah. Hey, you know what? You're going to show some ducks at the fair. What are you showing at the fair?
I'm gonna show cows, bunnies, and
Well, you're going to show a chicken? How do you show a chicken?
so it's basic to like last year when I showed a
Yeah.
chicken, I was in. So this year I'm not in Cloverbud, but in Cloverbud you just go out there, you hold the. They'll ask you questions. What's the breed? If it's like rooster or a hen or eggs it lays a day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Mila. Mila, you're my granddaughter, huh? One of them. Yeah. And how old are you now?
8. I'm
Mila's
turning 9 in 2 months.
It just seems like yesterday. Time goes by so fast. All right, what's your least favorite part of being on the farm?
When like
Yep.
You wanna...
Okay. I'll do it right after this interview.
Oh, I didn't know you were working at that.
So, what's your least favorite part of working on the farm or being on the farm?
probably like a little bit,
Yeah.
or like if they're like my brother's chores that I have to do,
Yeah.
or like when you get
When you have to do your brother's chores,
yeah,
you have to do your brother's chores a lot.
yeah.
That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. No.
And when like the cows ram you and stuff.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to summer?
Yeah.
What's your plans for this summer?
Probably go to my friend's house
Yeah.
more and like go to the pools more.
You want to go to the pool?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That sounds like a good time.
And drive my 4-wheeler.
Yeah, you like to drive your four-wheeler, don't you?
I have a 4-wheeler in a shed, but it's broken. And they don't, my dad and Guy
Yeah.
don't have all the pieces.
They don't have all the pieces.
Yeah, because they have to take it the whole.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh, well, great. Mila did a great job, don't you think? I think she did a wonderful job. Good job, Mila. Good job. All right, we got to turn music on for Nana.
We are wrapping up our visit at the farm, or actually, we are wrapping up our time at the farm, and it was very awesome, I can tell you that much. But we are getting ready to head out to Ramsey, Minnesota to get warranty work done on our Brinkley. Now, that might seem like not much of a big deal to most, but when you actually live in your motorhome on wheels, not a motorhome, our home on wheels, our home's gone. So then we have to find an alternative means to, you know, stay. We got to find a new home, and that will probably be a hotel for the time being that the Brinkley is being worked on. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. But right now, it's time to get things ready so we can pack. Well, oh, one thing I got to show you before I let you go, or before I start getting ready to go. The garden that we had earlier in this episode, check it out. It's awesome. They did an awesome job. Here, usually tomatoes are planted, but they made some upgrades since they moved the garden. You can see they put a little bit of rock bed in there to make it easier to stand. Actually, to make it easier access to reach everything in the garden. Rachel's kind of short. Some of us in the family are vertically challenged. So I guess it's just the way it is. All right, we're gonna start unhooking. First thing I'm gonna do is unhook the water and then the electricity, and we'll go from there.
All right, well, that was life on the farm as we know it. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And by the way, hit the subscribe button and the like. We really appreciate it. We love having you tag along with us on our journey here, full-time RV living. By the way, we are doing something that we've never done before. That's going to be on our next episode. And by the way, I've got 2 other episodes on each side of your screen that you can watch. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.